What is going on, everybody? David Braga back for the second round of predictions. I know it's been a while. We've had some technical difficulties as well as scheduling errors. But we're back here, and we've got Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, and Texas Tech on the docket for today. We started a couple, what was that, like 2 weeks ago or early last week with Oklahoma
About
and
that,
Texas.
yep.
So feel free to go watch that podcast. We're gonna try to keep this one a little bit shorter because we rambled a lot longer last week than we thought we were going to. So Texas Tech and Oklahoma State. Let's jump right into it with the Red Raiders here. They open up their schedule with a home game against Houston. I'm joined once again by Tom Manning's burner, by the way. So TMB, they start off with Houston on ESPN in prime time on September 4th. I think Holgerson's still the coach there, right? Does he?
He is.
Does
Yes, he is.
does he get revenge on the Big 12 to open the season?
Man, he doesn't have the Art King anymore,
He does not.
and he had that whole weird thing go on where he wanted the whole team to redshirt his first year.
Yep.
Which honestly sent a lot of his team packing.
Yes.
They're like, no, we want to play. You would think with the pressure on Matt Wells this year to win, that he does find a way to win that game. They got Tyler Shuck coming in at quarterback, transfer from Oregon, who Iowa State tore apart in the bowl game,
Yep.
ended up getting benched. They have Jalen Polk coming. No, he left for Washington, I forgot. But they have Texas Tech has some wide receivers coming back that I really like. I believe he's a junior, Eric, I cannot pronounce his last name. Uzikama is coming back.
Yep.
I believe he led the team in catches or was close to last year. They got some good pieces. So Roderick Thompson, I really like at running back. He exploded against Texas last year. So they got some good offensive pieces, which is usually what they're known for.
Right.
I think they'll take care of Houston. They better, or Matt Wells might not make it through the season.
Right. That's a good point that you bring up about the pressure on him to succeed this year. But also, who's that other running back that they've got? Don't they have a Don't they have a pair?
Yes, they do.
That everyone's like super.
Roderick Thompson, and the next one, Xavier White
Xavier White
was good, and then Taj Brooks, I believe, was there too.
Yeah, I saw people tweeting about how they've got two really good running backs. I don't know a whole lot about Texas Tech this year. I'll be honest.
No, they're Matt Wells doesn't seem to be much different from
Right.
Kingsbury when he was there. All
they
offense.
Don't have, what the quarterback transferred to Baylor, right? Or was that last year?
Alabama went to Michigan,
Right.
and then the other one went to where did he go? Oh man, Henry something.
Columbia's still there.
Columbia. Henry Columbia. Yep, is still there, I
Yeah,
believe.
he's still there.
Yep.
But yeah, it sounds like Tyler Shuck's going to be the starter there.
Yep.
I don't know
Yep.
why he would transfer from Oregon if he wasn't going to be the starter.
Correct. Yeah, it sounds like Tyler Brown will be the guy at Oregon this year.
Yeah.
So.
I just have so much that I don't know about Texas Tech, but there's even less that I know about Houston.
Yep.
And like all the stuff that I do know about Houston is bad, which is the
Yep.
stuff that you listed about, Dana Holgerson being a quote unquote coach.
Yep.
and
Yeah,
Derek King
that's
not being
cool.
there. So I'm gonna roll with Texas Tech. I think they've got the running game sorted. I think they'll start the season pretty heavily on that, especially these first three non-conference games.
You'd think they try to get off the pass game a little. Tyler Shuck is talented. He's not going to win you a championship.
No,
but he's going to get you a 6-6 record if you have the right pieces around them. 7-5 maybe.
Right.
8 to a bowl game. So.
Next up for Texas Tech, they got 3 home games to start the season, all non-conference. They've got Stephen F. Oh no, sorry, Houston's a neutral site game.
Yep, NRG. Yep.
So I still think Texas Tech gets it done there. But
yeah, I agree.
Stephen F. Austin, I don't think they've got any real challenge there.
I would hope not. And if they lose that game, bye Matt Wells. 2 games into the season.
Stephen F. Austin does occasionally pull a basketball upset.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Didn't they beat Baylor one year in football?
Yes, they did, and they beat West Virginia in basketball.
Virginia, yeah.
In basketball in the tournament, and then they the next game they lost on a buzzer beater to Notre Dame remember Notre Dame had a late
Yeah.
back. So
Yeah. They occasionally pull the basketball upset, but I don't see them beating Texas Tech here.
neither do I. I think Texas Tech take care of business.
I think Texas Tech should probably win that game by 20 plus.
Yeah.
If they don't win that game by 20 plus, they could be in for a long season.
Yes, they could.
But I don't think that long season starts the following week because they got Florida International.
You would sure hope not.
And speaking of teams that I don't know a whole lot about, Florida International is definitely up there.
Yes, same here.
So I think we could just kind of breeze through the non-con there, 3-0.
Yep.
Which I think other than like Texas, and then obviously the Cyhawk game is kind of a toss-up. I'm gonna say that just to appease people.
Yep.
Also, given recent history, I can't really say much else.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd think the Big 12 non-con this year, they've got pretty much every team should go 2-1 or 3-0.
You would, yeah. Yep. You would sure hope so.
So Texas Tech, we've got them 3-0 here after Florida International, and they start conference play at Texas. In case you missed it, we will just briefly say both of us have Texas winning that game.
Yes.
Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on what side you're on. So they do start conference play with a loss at Texas. Can they bounce back to start October at West Virginia?
I'm gonna go ahead and say no. I think Neil Brown wins the games he's supposed to win and loses the game he's supposed to lose.
Right.
They haven't had many upsets. Love Morgantown. Great place to get upsets, but Neil Brown so far just hasn't shown he could do it. He should win this game though. They're a better team, better defensively, better on both sides of the line. It seems like. I really like West Virginia's running back.
Yeah.
And so I think West Virginia takes care of business here and shuts down Texas Tech.
100% with you. 2 words: Letty Brown.
Yep.
In this game.
Yep.
I mean, that kid is a stud.
Yes, he is.
For a Texas Tech team that does have that dual threat in the backfield, I mean, this could be a sort of ground and pound. You know, it feels weird to say a low scoring game when you're talking about Texas Tech.
Yeah.
But this could be a very like ground heavy, kind of low scoring game, I think.
Yep, I agree. I just think West Virginia's defense is probably a little too good.
Yeah.
With Stills up front. They did lose a really good safety to Georgia. He transferred out, but I still think they're going to have a good enough defense.
Right.
To shut down Texas Tech enough. If they stop the run and you make Texas Tech one-dimensional, there won't be many problems there. So.
Yeah. It'll be a fun game to watch, though.
Yeah, it will be.
And it's always a fun time in Morgantown. So.
Yeah, it is. And I will say, I do not think it will be quote-unquote Big 12 game, if that's what the media wants to call it. It's not going to be 62-55 or anything.
Yeah, 100% agree. Next up on the Red Raiders schedule, a team that both of us are very high on, the Horned Frogs, TCU on October 9th. That's their first home game in the conference. Do they get back on track?
No. Homecoming, I think TCU comes in. Gary Patterson defense is able to shut them down. They stop Thompson. They stop Shuck. Not much they can do. We all know Texas Tech doesn't have an amazing defense. They did get some transfers this year, I will say. They've been using that transfer portal pretty heavily. Really good linebacker, Colin Schuler, I believe, is his name. Stud last year, transfer from Arizona. But I just don't see them putting it together to come in and shut down Zach Evans and Max Duggan. I think TCU wins this one pretty easily.
To me, this is the Max Duggan game.
Yep.
This is the game he's gonna go off. TCU fans, write it down, put it in the books. This is the Max Duggan game, October 9th. Book it. I think TCU is gonna roll.
I agree. And
this could be like a 40-20 type ball game.
Yes, it could.
I don't normally associate TCU with a lot of points, but this could be the week that they do it.
It could. If they can't stop Max Duggan through the air, they're not going to stop him on the ground. Vice versa. No. Whatever they decide to do with him and Evans back there. So, yeah, I say TCU wins pretty easily.
So we've got them 0-3 in the conference, and if there's ever a time to play Kansas, it's when you're 0-3 in the conference.
Yes.
They get that first win here, right?
Yes, you would sure hope so. I like Kansas's coach, Lance Leipold. I think he's going to do good things there.
Yeah.
Considering it's Kansas. But this year's just not the year. I mean, it's going to take them a while to rebuild that program. Neil Brown gets a victory, one victory closer to bowl eligibility, and I think they take care of business pretty easily. Defense doesn't give up very many points. Great game to really get Thompson back into it. Give Shuck some confidence. Maybe play him a little longer than you would have if you had won a few previous games. So I say 42-17 Texas Tech.
So maybe a little bit of a hypothetical here for you.
Yeah.
This is an 0-3 conference start. If they say they lose to Houston and they start 2-4, is Wells gone? And if so, does that change anything for this Kansas game?
If Wells is gone, you gotta wonder, are the players thinking, where do they go for the head coach, the next guy? If the players are thinking, we're playing to keep this guy, I think they beat Kansas. If the players are thinking, we're playing to get through the season, get our new coach and restart, Kansas could sneak a win out here. I think they're well enough coached that you don't want to. Obviously, they're Kansas, but if you're not motivated, you don't know what will happen. So, I will say it definitely could change the story, just depending on you don't know what the narrative will be at Tech yet, but I think there's definitely a possibility.
Obviously, don't want to swing a whole prediction based off of a pretty big what if like that, but just kind of throwing it out there.
Yeah.
So I think we're both in agreement. I didn't really say it, but Texas Tech. I mean, it's Kansas. Come on.
Yeah.
Kansas might sneak a win this year. I mean, just because it's the Big 12 and somebody falls off against Kansas. It seems like every year. But
I hope it's K-State.
I hope. What do you mean? I hope it's Texas.
Or that.
Just
Texas,
for the meme.
God forbid.
How fucking hilarious would it be? If Texas left the Big 12 after losing to Kansas.
Yes,
God, just chef's kiss on that one.
Yep.
Okay, so we finally get in the win column, and then they followed up maybe another one with Kansas State. Do they get two in a row?
Let's see where Skylar Thompson's at. If Skylar Thompson is healthy, this team is dangerous. We all know it.
Yeah.
Especially, this one's in Lubbock, but Kansas State is especially dangerous in Manhattan. If Skylar Thompson is healthy, I'm going to give this to K-State. Deuce Vaughn's still there. I think last year K-State had a lot of COVID issues on top of Skylar Thompson being out. I just think Chris Kleinman is too good of a coach to be losing games like this. I think they win. Oh, let's go 35-24.
This is definitely a game that I want to pick Texas Tech.
Yes,
because I mean, you look down the rest of their schedule. I mean, where do they they don't get another win here?
No,
or at least I don't. Other than maybe Baylor there at the end, which we'll go over a little bit later. But I really want the Lubbock crowd to give them this win, but I don't think I can do it. I think I have to go with Thompson and Deuce Vaughn and Chris Kleinman. So I'm gonna go with K-State. I think this could be another low-scoring game, though. Kansas likes to pound the ball.
Yeah,
they're gonna run the clock. This is I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna say quote unquote low scoring. I'm gonna go 28-20.
Okay.
I'm gonna go K-State 28-20 in that one.
I'll say I think Texas Tech could keep this close. They could even have a lead going into half, but I trust Kleinman to rally the troops and get a win against a team he should be beating. So
100%. Do we even have to go?
No. Oklahoma. OU.
This one's gonna get ugly fast, which makes sense because it's Halloween weekend.
Yes.
This is a scary game for Texas Tech. Avert your eyes for the horror that's going to go down in Norman.
Yeah.
The Halloween week. I mean, Spencer Rattler might rest the fourth quarter of this game.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it's gonna get ugly fast. Oklahoma's gonna roll. Yeah,
Should not be a problem there. You would sure hope not.
Should not.
Actually, I'm going to hope there is a problem there. Let's be honest.
Fair
For
enough.
Iowa State's sake, let's hope there is a problem, but I don't see there being one.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Speaking of Iowa State, so we've got, what do we got, like 3? We've got them at four wins right now.
Yeah.
So they got to win two of the last 3 to get to a bowl game. Can they? No.
No. Matt Campbell is undefeated against Tech. I believe they made it close 1 year in Ames with a 1 or 2 special teams touchdowns.
Yeah.
And they got another one last year.
Right.
But no, Iowa State rolls. Brees Hall, Brock Purdy, Charlie Kohler. That's all you need to know.
Is there a team Matt Campbell likes seeing more than Texas Tech?
Man, maybe Kansas, but maybe not even Kansas.
Maybe Kansas. That's not a group you want to be in if you're Texas Tech. I'm 100% with you. Iowa State's going to win this game. I'm sorry, Lubbock. I'm sorry, Texas Tech fans. I do like the Red Raiders, but it's a rough 2 weeks for them there.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So now they got to win the last 2 to get to a bowl game. And they get Oklahoma State at home.
Man,
we're gonna go over Oklahoma State's schedule, but I just don't see it here.
Don't. The only way I see a win here is they're outperforming, which means our prediction is wrong, and Matt Wells is rallying his guys to save his job. Senior day, I mean, look at 2011 with Paul Rhodes. Sorry, Oklahoma State fans.
Yeah, no kidding.
Senior day, crazy things can happen. I don't see it. Shuck would have to have an amazing game. Thompson would have to have an amazing game. The wide receivers would really have to show out. The defense would have to step up more than they probably have all year at this point. They'd have to have a really, really good time. Really have a really, really good game from a lot of guys. So
it's going to be so late in the season. Spencer Sanders is going to be so accustomed to all his new weapons.
Yep.
I mean, this is going to be a tough game for Texas Tech to win. I like Oklahoma State in this one. Man, Tech, you're making it so hard. I want to pick you so bad in all these home games, but you kind of got hosed by the schedule maker this year.
And this Texas Tech defense, you know what, kind of reminds me of a Paul Rhodes-ish defense. Great linebacker core.
For sure.
Colin Schooler's there. Krishawn Merriweather, Rico Jeffers are all linebackers coming back, but other than that, you don't have a ton.
Rico Jeffers is such a stud, dude.
Yeah.
He is electric. Yeah. So much fun to watch. But man, I just don't see it here. So there's no bowl game at this point at 4-7. I mean, unless we have a 5-7 team make a bowl game, which has happened.
Yep.
Can they save maybe Matt Wells with a 5-7 season? I don't know.
No, I think at this point they know he's out the door. The season's probably over. If they played Baylor earlier in the year, I'd give them a fighting chance. Baylor's quarterback situation isn't settled right now.
Yeah,
last I've heard.
I got nothing.
And so I think Baylor comes in and wins here. Couldn't even tell you how, really, because I don't know what their offense is going to be like right now when we don't know who's at quarterback. But their defense will step up. Arnauto's a great defensive coach. I really like him.
Yeah.
His defense will step up, not shut up. Step up, shut Texas Tech down. I don't see that being a problem. This with Texas Tech has about no motivation to win this game, knowing their coach is done. They're 4-7.
Yeah.
Give me Baylor. Let's go 31-17.
Man. So my biggest thing is Baylor by the last week of the season is going to have their quarterback.
Yes.
And they're going to have probably,
you would hope so, at least.
Yeah, probably 5 weeks with a significantly situated quarterback. Yep. And I mean, I think the early part of the season, they still got Ebner, right? He's still back.
Yep.
So they're going to rely on him the early part of the season. They'll get whoever their quarterback is going to be settled in.
Yep.
Man, I hate just agreeing with you across the board, but I think I have to. I just don't see Tech keeping Matt Wells, and I don't see him winning a 5th game this year. So
neither do I.
So we've got Texas Tech, a very downward trended season at 4-8. They continue.
That's gonna be a rough.
They continue the slide.
Yeah, I mean, you start out on top 3-0 and you end up 4-8. That's rough.
Yeah,
been there, but that's rough.
I mean, I just this is such a tough conference, especially you get in the middle of the conference. Like you could have 4 or 5 teams fighting to get the 4th spot in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Like you're just going to be so tight. The West Virginias, Oklahoma State, Texas Techs of the world are just going to play bully ball with each other.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think Texas Tech comes out on the shorter end of the stick here. And,
I agree.
And they fall to 4-8.
I agree. And you're going to have those teams that Texas, Oklahoma State, and West Virginia always seem to either it's the triangle of defeat. They all beat each other in some sort of fashion, and then they all screw themselves, losing to the next team they need to win.
Yep.
So those 3 are all going to be probably right next to each other in the standings. Texas Tech's going to come out in the bottom part of that. So.
Yep. So unfortunately, Texas Tech, one conference win from us, and that's lowly Kansas, who we'll get to probably in the next episode. But let's close out this episode, TMB, with the Oklahoma State Cowboys. And they've got an interesting non-conference.
Yes, they do.
So they started off with Missouri State. I don't think they'll have any issues there.
No, they shouldn't. Bobby Petrino is now the head coach at Missouri State.
Oh, is he?
Yes, he is.
I did not know that.
Yep. So, I mean, the dude is an awful human, but he is a good coach. He can coach some football. So, I don't see they have a starting I don't know their starters this year, but they had a few different quarterbacks play last year. Missouri State did, and I know none of them really stuck. I'm struggling today. None of them really stuck at the starting spot. So, it's at Boone Pickens. Why would they play in Missouri?
Right.
So, I don't see Bobby Petrino getting the win here.
Yeah. Spencer Sanders will be fine at some point. I mean, he's still got some kinks he's got to work through, but he starts out nice and easy. Missouri State, Tulsa, back to back, and they've still got LD Brown, not Letty Brown, but LD Brown.
Yep, who is
in the backfield.
He's pretty good.
Yeah. Imagine losing Chuba Hubbard and just having LD Brown still there.
That has the potential to be probably just as good as you.
Exactly. So I think they'll start out with a heavy dosage of LD Brown. They'll roll this game like a 38-17.
Yeah. And they also got another back named Desmond Jackson, who I'm a big fan of. I believe he's a senior coming in too. So
okay.
I think you could see a Breece Hall, Jahlil Brock kind of approach there, with one leading the way, but another coming in. I believe they're both. Desmond Jackson's about 220, so he's a bigger back.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, LD Brown's about 200, so.
I want to see him truck somebody.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
He should get his fair share of carries early in the season. So.
Yeah, for sure. So then they got Tulsa, the dreaded 11 a.m. kick.
Yep.
Against Tulsa.
I don't see any problems here.
Yeah, Tulsa's kind of one of those teams though. They feel like they're usually right around that 6-6. Yep. Maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit worse. They're usually right around that bowl game.
Yep.
But yeah,
they played last year, and I believe Spencer Sanders got hurt. And Oklahoma State won something like 16-7. They kept it close.
You're right. I do remember that game. Yeah.
Tulsa was leading going into the fourth. I believe Oklahoma State scored a few times. But, man, I don't think that would be a problem this time around.
Yeah, hopefully, Spencer Sanders is healthy.
Yep.
Don't want to wish anything on anybody here, but
no.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard from, you're good. From Gundy, it sounds like Spencer Sanders has made a big leap in camp this year.
Okay.
They say what I heard is he picked up a lot. COVID kind of hurt him last year, which is understandable.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he's really outperforming his progress based on the previous. So he should take a good step forward this year.
And that's big, you know, with that's big with who they lost. They lost Tylan Wallace, Chuba Hubbard.
Yep.
So I mean that's good to hear that he's stepping up.
Yeah.
Because he'll probably need to step up at Boise State.
Man.
What an interesting game. They get to play on the blue turf.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. kick at Boise State. Oh, okay. I'm gonna do it, aren't I?
Me too. I was just thinking that.
Look, I can't pick against the blue field. Come on.
I know. I'm gonna roll with Boise here. Man,
yeah.
We're with each other
on
this, but give me Boise. Upset. I see Boise State always seems to have a good defense.
Yeah.
And I think it can shut down Sanders. You stop the run game. You're gonna have some success against Oklahoma State, and I think they have the ability to do that. If you get in Spencer Sanders' head, he's gonna make mistakes.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I think that Boise State is patient enough on defense to do that.
Oh, for sure. All right, here's my call. Here's my call. Are you ready? 8 p.m. kick. So Oklahoma State's gonna get tired. This game's going to go into at least 2 overtimes, and Boise State's going to come out on top.
Can we predict a Boise State win on the Statue of Liberty?
Oh, I don't know if I'll go that far. Far. But Boise State will run them out of gas by going a double overtime game that starts at 8 p.m.
Okay. I like that. I think if Boise wins, it's not going to be a blowout. They're going to have to win some last-second kick. It will be close.
Yeah.
I like the overtime prediction.
This will be a fun game to watch.
It will be. It'd be cool if they took down Oklahoma State the same way they took down Oklahoma.
Oh God, poetic justice.
Yeah, but let's go Boise State on a turnover late in the game, and they kick a field goal to win.
All right.
I'll say that.
I like it. I'm excited to watch that game.
24-21.
I'm excited to watch this game.
Yeah.
Man, 8 p.m. kick though. I'm gonna be up till 2 in the morning.
Yeah, especially if we're going 2 overtimes.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
What have I done?
You know they'll get in their 18 commercials.
Oh
between each overtime. So
between every kickoff, every possession, Oh yeah. All right, so we've got them 2-1, and we were just talking about all these Big 12 teams with their non-cons. Yep. But we've got them 2-1, sitting all right. They start off conference play with a pretty favorable schedule, I'd say. They start off against Kansas State at home. I think they roll. I do too. I like Deuce Vaughn, and we've talked about Skylar Thompson, but starting off the conference play with a home game I think is super important. And I like Oklahoma State in that one.
I do too. I think they're going to be pretty pissed after losing to Boise.
Yeah, especially in a double overtime. That's.
Yep. Gundy is not fighting for his job, and will probably never fight for his job. No. But there's always going to be some uneasy fans.
Yeah.
I don't see him dropping this one. I think he'll get back on track. Spencer Sanders, that duo in the backfield, LD Brown, leads the way. I think they'll be fine. They have a few good receivers that stepped up last year. Brennan Presley had 3 touchdowns, I believe, in the bowl win over Miami, like 120 yards or something.
Jeez.
Yeah, I remember he went off. And then Braden Johnson, coming back and should be him and Presley together should be good at the receiver position. Oklahoma State always seems to have good receivers around.
It's incredible. They always have them.
So whether you want to go James Washington, Tylan Wallace. Oh, what was his name? Justin Blackman is who I was thinking of. Yeah. So they always got someone.
And I'm gonna go.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I think they win the next one too, against Baylor.
I agree.
Again, just the home game to start conference play. You get back-to-back home games. I like that schedule for them. I like them to keep it straight there.
I agree. I don't see Arnada pulling those wins yet. Maybe next year. Maybe the year after that, going on the win and beating Oklahoma State. But year 2, Mike Gundy, I just don't see it. Yeah, I think they win. Give me 34-21.
Okay. I think both of these games will be. I think it'll just be kind of a steady lead for Oklahoma State throughout the entire game. I don't think they'll get out. They'll get out by too much. I don't think they'll really trail unless it's super early. Probably like a 10-point game in both of these. So I'll go 31-21 and then 38-28.
Okay.
I think they're just a little bit better throughout, top to bottom of the roster. They'll just keep pace. They'll be able to answer everything Kansas State and Baylor can do.
Gundy's been there forever. They're going to be fine.
I think the schedule then punches them in the face here.
Yep.
At Texas, at Iowa State.
Yeah.
We'll start with Texas. We have already done Texas, but again, we'll go ahead and quick roll off here. We do both have Texas winning this game. It'll be close. It'll be close.
Yep. I think these games always seem to have something weird happen at the end.
And they always seem to end up mattering when you get to the end of the season. Texas Oklahoma State always seems to matter like so much more than most of the other Big 12 games.
Yep.
So
I agree.
I don't know. Maybe Oklahoma State pulls the up to the Big 12 championship game or something. I mean, I don't think either of us expect them to be there, but
no. Got it. Well, they better be against us if they are. But,
yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Texas here.
Yeah, me too. And then at Iowa State, the schedule just continues to beat them down. Now, I will say, Oklahoma State, if there's one team Campbell doesn't want to see, it's Oklahoma State.
Which is crazy.
But I think this year, we're settled in. I've always seen I've seen all these tweets and whatever, and all these analysts and people saying like, "Oh, Iowa State's good as the underdog. Like, what are they gonna be now?" And it's like, we were favored in a majority of the games last year.
Yep, exactly.
So
they were talking about one possession games, but you look at somewhere like TCU, who scored with about 10 seconds left.
Yeah,
I was not a one possession. There's some one possession. You can call them one possession games.
Yeah,
they were not really one possession. Baylor. I guess after we came back, they had a chance. Mike Rose stepped up for us. So
yeah.
Man,
I'm so dreading this game though.
I am too. Because I had tweeted something at, I think it was Big 12 Country had put something out. Who do you not want to play in the Big 12 championship game? I was like, obvious answer is Oklahoma, but Matt Campbell's beat Oklahoma more than he's beat Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
And that was the Brock Purdy game.
Yeah. Yep.
And so you want to say Oklahoma, but man,
it's okay. We get them in Brocktober this year.
Yes, we do.
So it's fine.
If we throw the ball 60 times, if we throw the ball 60 times, 53, whatever it was, my remote will be going through my TV.
Yeah.
Like last time we played them in Ames, Brock Purdy. 3 interceptions in the fourth quarter, I believe.
Yep. I was at that game.
So, yeah.
And then
Brees Hall down there throughout all day.
And then was it the time before was the catchception? Was that the time before? So come on. Give us a break, guys.
And Ames. You got to think Campbell's got the troops ready.
Yeah.
No time yet. It's gonna be a big game.
Yeah.
For us, we need to beat them. I win. Mm-hmm. We'll roll out the All Blacks and win.
If that's a night game, oh god.
Yeah. Games will be rowdy, which I expect the 2 most games, especially Iowa.
Yeah.
Texas.
Sign me up for that one.
Yep.
It'll be a good one. We do both have Iowa State, but it'll be a fun game.
Yeah, it should be.
But don't worry, Oklahoma State. Even if you do lose those 2, it all comes back, because you bounce back with Kansas. So
easy win for
another Halloween horror story for somebody.
Yep.
Spencer Sanders is gonna be livid after the past 2 weeks. So
Spencer Sanders will run all over Kansas. LD Brown will run all over Kansas. They'll be fine.
Yeah,
a big win here.
All right, so we've got them sitting on the cusp of a bowl game now. They've got to win one of their last 4. Can they secure it early at West Virginia?
Yes, I'll give them the win over West Virginia. Again, back to Neil Brown, winning games he's supposed to win, losing games he shouldn't. I think Oklahoma State will be the better team. Their defense flies around, as we saw last year. Really gave us troubles. Yeah, I think they handle West Virginia here.
TMB, it happened. We disagree on a game.
You going West Virginia?
I'm going with the Mountaineers to hold off the Oklahoma State late rally for a bowl game bid. West Virginia is going to get it done. They're going to make one last stop in the fourth quarter to preserve their 3-point win. They'll get a fourth down stop near midfield, keeping them out of field goal range. West Virginia wins this game by 3.
Like that. West Virginia. Neil Brown needs one of those wins. Yep. He really does.
He's gonna get it right here. West Virginia late gets a stop. I got you, Morgantown. I know the Morgantown magic.
If that game's at night.
Oh God.
It's gonna be rowdy. Yeah.
If that game's at night, I might go by more than 3.
It's gonna be rowdy in Morgantown.
I'll go West Virginia with this one. We finally disagreed on a game.
It's queuing up Country Roads in
Country Roads. God, I wish I could play that right now. Damn copyright. All right, so we've got them. You've got them still at 5 wins, and I've got them secured at 6 wins. So at least a bowl bid, presumably.
I think that's flip.
So
didn't you have West Virginia? I have them at 6. You have them at 5.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Flip that. So, do I have them pulling the upset on TCU to get to a bowl game? No, I don't. TCU.
Yeah.
Max Duggan. I know it's at Oklahoma State, but I am really high on this TCU team.
Man, we are gonna look like
I think they get them done.
If TCU does not come out and
oh God, that's my biggest fear, honestly.
Yeah.
Please, Max Duggan, don't let me down. I am all on the Max Duggan hype train.
Yep, I agree with you. I think TCU is gonna come in, should win. I shouldn't say should. Those teams are gonna be probably pretty close to equal overall, but I'm gonna go with TCU. Not by a lot. I'll say 6-7 points.
Yeah, this will be another close one.
Duggan just does enough. Yeah. Patterson outcoaches Gundy, whether it's on special teams, decision. I don't know. Gundy is a risk taker.
Yeah, he is.
And Patterson is smart. He's analytics. So somebody's gonna have to give.
I'm gonna go bold prediction. Oklahoma State loses this game the exact same way that they lose to West Virginia. TCU gets a 4th down stop late.
Okay, I can definitely see that.
TCU holds on late.
Yep.
But don't worry.
You know what?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go for it.
The turning point in this game, I can see as something as Tom Herman versus Iowa State last year, trying to do something fancy, go for it.
The fake punt, yeah.
And it gets stopped. Yeah, the fake punt gets stopped. Something Gundy shouldn't have done that he does. And Patterson is ready for it. And I think TCU takes that and wins the game.
Don't worry, Cowboys fans. You get the 6th win at Texas Tech. Don't worry, I'm not keeping you out of a bowl game. You're going to get it at Texas Tech. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, I agree. I don't think there's much of a problem there. If they do have to fight, this will be their 7th win for me. If they are having a fight for bowl eligibility, they'll come in here and wipe the table, no problem.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't see it being real close.
Yeah, they need this win because you look that following week, they're not gonna get number 6 then.
No, they are not. Yeah.
So they need this one for the bowl game. I think they play with a little bit more, they play a little bit more desperate.
Yep.
They just lost the last 2 weeks off of 4th down fails late in the game. They're gonna come out. They're gonna beat Texas Tech. They're gonna get that 6th win. And don't worry, Cowboys, you're going to a bowl game. I wouldn't put you down that bad.
Yeah, I just don't think the linebacker core alone for Texas Tech over there can beat Oklahoma State on the offense. Oklahoma State did lose some pieces up front. I know they lost Tevin Jenkins to the Bears.
Yep.
Obviously, we talked about Hubbard and Wallace, but they'll be fine. They'll have one game left after this.
Yep.
They always got Presley and Brown and Sanders, and if Sanders really did. You know what's weird? We think Sanders took that step this year, but we have him losing more games.
Yeah.
So,
look,
interesting to see how that plays out.
I think this is a rough schedule. Like I said, they start off with again. They could get that win against Boise State.
Yep.
And West Virginia and TCU. I feel like I'm a little bit out on a limb saying at least West Virginia wins that game. So, it's not that I don't believe in Spencer Sanders at Oklahoma State, but I think this is a really rough schedule.
It is. It's not set up perfectly. I
No.
agree with you there.
Man, I was really hard on Oklahoma State. I just realized they're going to get a double overtime loss at Boise. They're going to lose on 4th down to West Virginia and TCU. Oh, man. I'm sorry, Okie State.
This is Marchie Murdoch revenge.
Oh, yeah.
This is. I mean, you can talk. I don't know if you remember the Paul Rhodes era. We got screwed over right before halftime on that goal line stop.
Yep, for sure.
I don't feel bad. Feel our misery.
Yeah.
2011 Part 2.
Hey, I'm buttering him up just so I can say that Spencer Rattler is going to dump 70 on him.
Yep. I don't think Oklahoma State can never keep it close. I think Gundy tries to outcoach Riley at his own game. It never works.
Yep.
Oklahoma's going to be probably undefeated at this point.
Yeah.
Painful to say it, but
yeah,
I have Oklahoma winning. 50. Let's go 52-35.
Yeah, I don't remember what our exact score prediction was, or if I did one for this game, but I think this will be Oklahoma, like 55-30 maybe.
Yep.
Like I think Oklahoma State can put up some points, but nobody is stopping Spencer Rattler in that offense. So
No, they're not.
This is going to be an Oklahoma team that might average 50 points a game.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I've got them at 6-6. Texas Tech at
7-5.
Texas Tech at 4-8.
Yeah.
For the both of us. So, I guess it would come down to a tiebreak at that point. But you have Texas beating Oklahoma State, so you still have Texas ahead of them.
Yep.
In the standings, because you've got both of them at 7-5.
With the Texas win.
I'll put together like something to show like all the standings at the end of this. Probably we'll probably split the last one, Iowa State, and then like a recap or something.
Okay.
Right before the season starts. So if you guys are ready for that, be sure to comment what you think. Oh, hold on, let me use this hand so it's actually in frame. Comment down below what you guys think of our predictions. Was I too hard on Spencer Sanders and the Oklahoma State Cowboys? Are we underrating the desperation from Matt Wells and the Texas Tech Red Raiders? Let us know down below. Again, if you missed the previous episode, I'll put that link in the description down below so you can watch all of us, or both of us, talk about Texas and Oklahoma. Next up, I believe we're going to do either Kansas State or TCU, Baylor, and West Virginia. Just because we have to do 3 teams in one because we're doing Iowa State by themselves. So let us know which group you want to see next. Again, like I said, let us know what you think about our 2 predictions for Oklahoma State and Texas Tech. TMB, do you have any final words for us?
I do not. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you later.
Yeah, for sure. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace out.